Welcome back. Canadian cannabis company Curaleaf just reported record annual revenue in addition to adjusted EBITDA of $1.2 billion, up 93% from 2020. The results were a bit shy of expectations, stock down a little bit today, but we do have Curaleaf CEO Joe Byron standing by with Yahoo Finance's Dave Briggs. Dave, I'm going to turn this over to you now.
Appreciate that, Jared. Yeah, always the highs and the lows of the cannabis industry evident in the numbers. Let's talk about it with the CEO of the biggest cannabis company on the planet, Joe Byron from Curaleaf. Joe, good to see you, my friend. I have to disclose to our viewers, I am part of an ongoing Curaleaf PR campaign entitled Cannabis. Proud to be a part of that and an advocate for the industry as well. But let's talk about the numbers. You top $1 billion in revenue for the first time. But yet the stock still looks like swag, down $10 a share in the last year and down about 20% in recent days. What's your reaction to the latest numbers?
Yeah, obviously, we're very pleased with our performance. We felt we posted a very strong year in 2021. As you said, our revenue topped $1 billion to $1.2 billion, which was a 93% increase from prior year. And I think not only is it an important milestone for Curaleaf, but I think it's a really important milestone for the cannabis industry that we're demonstrating that the key players in the industry, are becoming billion-dollar businesses capable of generating significant revenue, creating jobs and tax revenue in the industry, and also obviously creating margin. So we think it was a strong performance on the back of another strong performance in 2020.
$320 million in revenue in Q4. We're now legal. Cannabis is legal in 18 states plus DC, legal medically in 38 states. We have New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut coming online recreationally over the next year plus. When do you expect those sales to kick in, and how big a difference will it make for your bottom line?
Yeah, I think we, Curaleaf, we're well positioned to take advantage of the growth in the Northeast corridor with New Jersey coming online. We hope that's happening before the end of the first half. We expect it to be sometime around the beginning of May. And then, of course, Connecticut and New York coming online toward the back end of 22 and into 23. So these are our core states. We're well positioned in these states. We're number 1 or 2 in each of those states. And we're ready for adult use to commence, and we believe it could be a significant tailwind to the cannabis industry. So I think when we look at our position, we feel we have a strong position in the Northeast, but then other growth markets like Florida continue to grow, Arizona, and of course the West Coast.
And when you look at public opinion polls, it is soaring more so than maybe Tesla stock. 68% of Americans late last year, according to Gallup, are in favor of marijuana legalization, yet legislation federally really just stuck. I know there is a Republican in the House, Nancy Mace, now introducing legislation, as well as Jared Nadler, Democrat in the House, and Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader in New York. But why do you think federal legalization is stuck, and what's your message to Congress?
As you said, I think the American public has overwhelmingly voted in favor of legalization of cannabis. And, we believe that every American should have access to high quality, legal cannabis as a not only part of the health and wellness regimen, but adult use. And I think, it's time for legislators to catch up with the American public. They've overwhelmingly spoken in favor of this. And I think legislators have to respond by enacting law that is consistent with the wishes of their constituents, whether it's at the consumer level or at the state level. It's time to have legislation reform to reflect what the American people desire.
Joe, an interesting article in Politico points out that many thought this was a green light, Democratic control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. But this article in Politico points out that the Biden administration not only fired people early on for testing positive or admitting use of legal marijuana, but now it discourages people who want to apply for White House positions from even investing in legal marijuana companies. Why do you think the Biden administration has largely been a roadblock? And what's your message to the president?
Yeah, I think it just shows how out of touch some of our legislators are with the American public and what's going on in our country. I mean, the cannabis industry is a $25 billion industry. We expect to grow to over a $100 billion industry over the next 10 years. We've created hundreds of thousands of jobs. We've created over $10 billion of tax revenue over the last 5 years. And that growth is continuing.